Please don't spoil the movie by adding your own soundtrack. And we're back. Hi, my name is Roger Rabbit.
Who?
Roger Rabbit.
You said it weird the first time.
I did.
Roger Rabbit.
I'm Roger Rabbit. Thanks. Really, really good confidence boost to start the pod.
She can't talk. Hello, my name is Topanga.
Topanga. Do you know where mine is from? Because I know where yours is from.
The Looney Tunes.
Roger Rabbit. No, who killed Roger
Oh,
Rabbit?
who killed Roger Rabbit?
Yeah.
Sorry.
I was like, is there someone? And then you're from Boy Meets World. I wish I felt like rewatching that show.
I say Topanga because I was home from work one day and that show was on. And I was watching it and I was like, this was such a great show.
It was intense sometimes.
It was, but it did it so well. And watching it just made me think about how god-awful that reboot was.
Oh, I didn't even look in that direction.
Oh my goodness, it was horrible.
I'm just gonna pretend it didn't happen.
One of the worst things I've ever seen.
You tried watching it?
I mean, I wouldn't say I tried watching it. You know, I used to have a Disney phase. Mm-hmm. And, I used to put it on in the background as I went to sleep. And so, while that would be on, I was just like, what is this?
Terrible. They
tried to, take how Boy Meets World had those, intense, serious moments. Intense. They tried to take those and, replicate them. But the scenario in question would always be something so
childish.
Dumb.
Yeah.
And minuscule. It would be like...
Someone took my sandwich.
Yeah, someone fell off their bicycle today. And it's so important to learn how to ride a bike.
Right, how will we overcome this?
It was awful. It was awful. But the original, when I was watching it, I was like, oh my god, this is so good. I forgot how good this show was.
Were they in high school or did they college yet?
I guess they were in college. Corey and Topanga had just gotten married.
Ooh.
Isn't that crazy? I was like, when I was watching, I was like, dang, they do get married. And son, the one who the two that are in the hot water for, quiet on set for, defending that rapist.
Who was it?
It was the brother and then Sean.
Oh yeah.
Eric, the brother, son, I was like, I forgot how funny this dude was.
Oh, Eric was funny.
Hilarious. I was weak watching them episodes.
Okay.
Because it was they were getting married and Corey wanted Sean to be his best man.
Uh-huh. And Sean's the fine one. Sorry.
Yeah, Sean is his best friend. But his parents were obviously no, Eric's your brother. He needs to be your best man. And Eric wanted to be the best man. And just the behavior.
I kind of remember that.
That he was
Was he trying so hard?
It was so fucking funny. At some point, he burns the house down. And I'm like, how did we get here? It was just so funny. Oh my goodness.
We had to watch.
And then I was watching it. I was like, dang, I can't believe these two, Eric and Sean, the brother and the best friend. I was like, I can't believe those slimy mother cluckers really sat there and defended that rapist. And then guess what?
What?
The rapist was on the episode.
No, huh?
Yes. While I'm literally thinking about it, I was literally.
Oh, wow.
I feel like the reason why I clicked it on was because.
So weird.
Not because they defended a rapist, but
this is our
just
friend.
Because it was the forefront of my brain. I was like, oh, Boy Meets World. They're in hot water because they defended a rapist. Nostalgia. I don't know. So I clicked it on, and then I'm watching 2 episodes, and then he popped up on the third episode I watched. Okay, so Corey and Topanga, they're just got married. They're on their honeymoon. They're on one of those islands or whatever. And Eric's there for whatever reason, lurking in the shadows. He's just there and they don't know him.
That,
but they keep on seeing somebody behind them and stuff, and they'll turn around, he's there, but he's disguised as a coconut or something.
Yes! I kind of remember this.
So Corey doesn't want to leave. He thinks it's paradise. He doesn't want to go back home. He wants to live there. They meet this old couple who's retired there. He wants to be like them. And so eventually, I guess they kind of decide to stay there. And then the people, but not the actual locals of the Caribbean islands,
the people who stay on the
people who live there, are oh, Corey, you should run for mayor of the island and everything.
He's 18.
Yeah, and the guy who presents him that idea is the guy who assaulted and
that's so weird
sexually abused.
So weird that he wanted to be on screen so much because he's a PA or something.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think it's I think it's a combination of him just being like
available.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I know Brian can do it. He knows how to act.
Brian. When you get on the scene,
he was there, and I was like, oh, wow. It's him.
Oh, wow. What, you watching anything else?
I've been watching Summer House of Martha's Vineyard. Do you watch that?
I watched season 1. I need to watch season 2. I need to catch up. I was waiting for her to catch on some episodes.
You know, black people. Have you seen that TikTok?
No. It's like, wait. Is it good? I heard this season was even better than last season.
I don't know about even better. I don't know what it is when it comes to... I don't know if it's like the black reality shows on Bravo or black reality shows in general, but they always frustrate me.
You're like, why did you act better?
And I don't know if it's because I think when I'm watching like the white ones, I don't see myself in them, so I don't care as much or hold as much like I don't know if like sometimes I don't see myself in this person, so it really doesn't bother me. I don't know, maybe because I see myself in like these black women on Real Housewives of Potomac and Atlanta and like Martha's Vineyard. So when they get irritating, I'm like, oh my god, why are you like this?
Right?
You know, it's like and it feels like so. It's really frustrating watching the show. I'm like, as I'm watching it, I'm like, oh, I really don't think I like any of you. Y'all all kind of suck. And literally every time, I didn't notice it last season. I feel like just this season, because it's like not, fresh anymore. And I'm kind of like, okay. Every time they talk, it drives me insane. They're literally like, it's like they always try to sound so emotionally intelligent. Oh. Every time. They're like, but I'm telling my truth. And in this moment, my peace isn't being protected, but I must be my true, authentic self. So this is my truth.
Ew.
So, and I'm like, oh my God, shut up.
They're reading like a Twitter.
Why are you? Yes. Every time they have a conversation, they all sound like that. I'm like, oh my God, shut up. And that's fair. And I respect who you are in this moment. But in that moment, my truth was, I was like, oh my God, I can't.
I did not think that's how they would annoy you. I thought they would be doing like, oh my God, girl, calm down. But you're saying,
I mean, they are doing that. But in the gist of them explaining their anger, they're like, this is my truth. And then, so they're doing the most, but then when they explain it, they're like, I need to be my most authentic self and my peace. And I'm like, oh my God, shut up.
They're both trying to win the argument with their feelings.
They all just try to sound so like smart emotionally. And
they all have therapists.
Yeah, they all go to therapy. We get it. Right. We get it.
I need to watch it.
But I'm still tuned in.
Anything else? I watched Lisa Frankenstein. Have you heard of this?
Lisa Frankenstein. I have no idea what this is about.
It's on Peacock right now. But it's like Lisa, it's like the girl makes
she makes a female Frankenstein?
No, a male. It has Cole Sprouse and Catherine Newton. That girl, you look familiar?
Catherine Newton.
She's on stuff. She's young.
Oh, okay.
That girl.
Oh, okay.
Have you seen the poster for it?
I have seen it.
Yeah,
it
was
movie,
cute.
Though, huh?
Yeah, it was cute. She's like a loner. Her mom was murdered, and she likes to hang out at cemeteries, and she makes this wish that this one boy comes back to life, and he comes back to life, and then she like gets him looking more normal over time, and they hang out, and they fall in love, of course. It was cute.
How was it?
It was fun. I enjoyed it.
How did it end?
Huh?
How did it end?
You want to spoil it for you?
I probably won't watch it. Is it a good ending?
For the most part. So she had another love interest.
He eats him.
They had killed her stepmom, who was evil, and some other guy who like tried to grope her. And then
textbook.
Right. And then textbook. And then she had this guy she liked. She had her stepsister apparently was sleeping with him. And she finds her stepsister and him together when she went by his house randomly. I think she must have saw her sister's car out front. I don't know. She just like went in there. And he was with her, and
the Frankenstein.
Cole Sprouse, yeah.
Okay.
Was with her. And I guess he was mad for her, and he kills him.
Oh. In
front of the sister, and he's like, but she's like, don't kill my stepsister. But anywho, of course, the cops are coming for him. At this point, he's like fully alive. Like she's like brought him. They're like doing makeovers. Mm-hmm. She's like saving him life, but he burns her to death, and then brings her back to life.
Oh,
so she like dies. Yeah.
Why does he burn her to death?
So, because she's going to go to jail. Instead of going to jail, she's like, this is the only way. Like, they do it together.
Oh.
Like, she basically kills
and
herself.
She comes back as a zombie, like him?
Yeah, kind of.
And
like at the end, he's like he's a human, and he's like, he's like taking care of her. But she's like all wrapped up because she was like burned to death. But it's cute. No, it's fine.
I hate it.
No, it was very fine.
No, I don't like that.
It was the best ending possible.
No. Not the best ending possible.
She murdered someone. They murdered someone together, and they also killed 2 other people.
They could have ran off, and he just been normal. The best ending possible was for her to remain alive, and for him to become normal, humanly looking.
But they already killed 2 people.
What does that have to do with them having a happy life?
They murdered. The cops were on their ass.
But the cops could still be on their ass with them looking like normal, regular people.
Yeah, I did think they were going to do like a Bonnie and Clyde it, but
yeah.
They have no friends, no family, no land. What were they to do?
Neither did Bonnie and Clyde.
Right. But it was cute. It was fun. It was adorable. Nothing crazy. Oh, and me chance to watch Dune 2.
How was that? It's out?
No, we watched it illegally.
Oh.
Quote unquote. Allegedly. Excuse me. We watched it in two nights.
Not a 2-parter.
It was an hour 30, an hour 30. Honestly, I like the first one better. A lot happened in the second one. There's a lot going on.
I still don't even understand what that movie's about. What's the appeal? Why people watch
Star Wars. I don't know. It's like the same thing. It's like, I don't know. His dad was.
I really don't even.
They killed his whole kingdom, and he goes to live with the Native American people to rebuild and give them happiness and joy. They think he's the Messiah. Oh, that I don't like.
Is this like a white savior movie?
It's giving that, but
the Zendaya's people, they're not all black, are they?
They're like brown people. They're like black and brown people.
So it is a white savior movie.
Yeah, but like he doesn't want to. He doesn't want to be the savior, and Zendaya's character doesn't want him to be. I swear I can't get down with it. I'm just like, I don't know. Like
you said what?
That's why I can't get down with it. Because it's like, the prophecies, because they're like, oh, some other people like believe in this prophecy that some outside warrior will come and save our people. Mm-hmm. And he's basically fulfilling the prophecy and doing all these things. And like, as it was written. Justin kept saying that throughout the whole movie because that's what the guy said every now and then. He was like, as it was written. Every time he would do something.
This is it.
He survived the night as it was written.
Do you guys see what's happening here?
Yeah, but it was so long. And it was kind of hard to follow. I was like, wait, where are we now? Wait, what's going on? But I guess that's, the price you pay for... Maybe it would have been better if we watched it in one go. But, putting so much in one movie. It was just like... You can tell they was trying to like...
So how does it end?
Get it in here.
Quickly.
There's one more movie left, so I don't know.
Oh, we're not done?
No, yeah.
They're making a third?
Yeah, so he's overtaken.
Of these long
so
ass movies?
Yeah, I think that's going to be the final one, hopefully. But he has retaken his father's throne, but now he has to defeat the other empires because they're not recognizing his rule or whatever the fuck.
Fascinating.
Yeah. And Zendaya was like, I ain't rushing for you, I'm out.
She left?
She left his ass because he...
Were they dating?
Girl, they fell in love. I didn't buy into their love story. That was really another problem.
Yeah,
it just happened too.
When you don't buy into the love story, it's just like, why are we here?
There wasn't too much will they, won't they. It was like, will they, want, okay, they will. Okay, gotcha. It was just like, wasn't enough back and forth for me.
We're already here.
And then at the end, like, you do one of those things like, I'm going to take over your throne. I will marry your daughter to... So, and today was like, I will not be a concubine. I'm out.
Is she going to be in the third one?
I think so. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I'm assuming she's going to lead some kind of the resistance, like
against him.
Yeah.
Oh,
like I think because there was two sides of people who believe in the prophecy and this outside person's going to come save us. And Zendaya, the new age people, are like, we can save ourselves. Let's just do it ourselves, which I'm with. I'm on her side.
Oh.
And his mama is up to something. I don't like that bitch.
His mom is around?
His mom. They're the only two people who lived from his family.
Interesting.
And the mom's pregnant.
His mom's with him the whole time.
Yeah, she kicks ass. She's
holding
good.
His hand.
Oh no, she's awesome. I mean, she can hold her own, and she's like a witch or something. So She's talking to her.
Now it's giving like, mommy, I need help. I don't like it.
Oh, it's not. It's not that at all. It's like, Mom, go away. No, she becomes like a high priestess pretty quickly in their little thingy.
I'm not here for it.
Yeah.
Me and Mom watched Wonka the other night.
Oh, what'd you think?
On the topic of Timothy Chalamet.
Timothy Chalamet.
Oh my God. The first like 10 minutes, I was like, cut this off. I was like, this is horrible. I was like, I cannot get into this. So I honestly don't even know what happened in the movie. I mean, I know what happened, but I was like, this is so boring. I was on my phone the whole time. I was like, I hate this. And I was like, can we change it? And she was like, give it a minute. Yeah. Then she doesn't even know what's going on half the time. Because she's like, oh my God. She's so delusional. she's like watching it. We're like 3 hours into the movie at this point. The movie's almost over. And like, I'm annoyed that I have to explain to her what's going on in the movie because I haven't even been watching it. She's been watching it the whole time. And then she's like, I remember him being younger. What? And I'm like, what are you literally talking about? I'm like, he's literally like 12 years old.
He's the youngest version of them that they have.
She's like, no, this isn't how I remember. He was younger, and they were in the factory, and he was much younger. I was like, Mom?
We're watching the new version.
This is literally his origin story. I was like, we've never seen him younger than this. This is him starting off. This is how he got to the factory.
Maybe she's talking about the grandfather's son. Or
That's what she was talking about. She was talking about fucking Charlie. And she's Charlie, right? She's like, but he like wins everything. I'm like, are you delusional? I'm like, have you lost your mind? I'm like, that is Charlie in the chocolate factory. I'm like, there's Charlie who wins the golden ticket and he goes to Willy Wonka's factory. This is Willy Wonka. This isn't called Charlie. It's called Wonka.
Did she not tell how new age the freaking film looks?
I was like, what aren't you? And she's like, I just remember him being younger. I'm like, I cannot.
And it's so crazy how you can we're able to decipher what she's talking about.
Yeah, it took me a while, but I was like, oh my God, this lady is talking about freaking Charlie from Charlie and the Chocolate
You watched this
Factory.
whole movie. She's like, something's off.
Yeah, she's like, I don't remember him being this old. I'm like, he's literally 5. What are you talking about? She's like, he's not 5. He's like 18. I'm being sarcastic. God.
It's like y'all two need a break from each other.
Jesus.
Whew. But I wish you give it another chance, but
maybe I'll watch it again. And I didn't like how we're in the same set the whole movie. Why aren't we changing? I did not like that. Why are we in the town square for the whole movie?
He's got so much chocolate. That's what you said.
I didn't like that at all.
I thought it was. If anything, I thought you were like,
that.
It's kind of corny. But I was like, yeah, it was cute though. I liked it.
As how I literally hate when movies are filmed or like set in one day.
Yeah.
I also come to the realization that I hate it when a movie is set in one freaking place.
Yeah, it's in town.
That drove me insane. I felt trapped. I'm like, oh my God, I'm stuck in this town square with
Oh my
him.
God. You're overthinking it. And also, shout out to Timothy Chalamet. Beautiful man.
He's so cute.
So fucking cute. When I was watching Dune, I was like, when I was watching Willy Wonka, I was like, damn, this movie is corny as fuck. And then he would like look really cute. And I'm like, oh my God, stop it.
Don't look at me like that.
Yeah, like, chill. Focus on the chocolate. Please, like, this is a child's movie. Stop. So freaking cute.
He is cute. His short ass.
It's tiny.
Like 5'3".
Is he really short? I just see he's so skinny. He's so tiny.
He's definitely under like 5'5". And he's
5'5".
definitely under like 160.
Ow.
How tall is Timothy Chalamet? Oh, he's 5'10". Whoa.
Yeah.
He's kind of tall.
Yeah, I didn't think he was short.
Oh, wow. I did not know he was... He does not look 5'10". He looks so short.
He must... Maybe you're thinking, like, Call Me By Your Name when he was standing next to...
Yeah, I mean,
guy.
I guess every movie he's in, he's always next to a tall woman.
Yeah.
Which makes him look short.
Yeah. Because how tall is Zendaya?
5'7", apparently.
What? I guess 5'10" with heels.
He's so cute. Look at this. Look at this face. I love a man who's like dark hair, pale, and like he's about to die.
Bone structure is amazing.
Yeah. Sickening.
But it's also, you know what I hate now is like watching, like I hate that I know his life because sometimes I just can't believe his acting anymore because I'm like, it's.
Yeah, that's what I don't. That's what I think I didn't like about Wonka.
It's like I know it's not you.
Yeah, I want to see you play like roles like in Lady Bird. Like I wanted you to play the edgy, hot, depressed guy. I don't like you in this.
Yeah, I just don't.
I don't like you. Yeah, I don't like the chipperness. I'm not buying into it.
Yeah.
Play the emo. Lean into the emo look.
He's typecasted. Even in Dune, I was like, ugh, Kylie Jenner. Like I just know. Like I'm just seeing you dance to Nicki Minaj on stage in high school.
Yeah,
it's just hard.
It is hard.
Don't have a life, celebrities, and
don't let us know you.
Yes, I do miss it when, like, who the fuck is Brad Pitt? You know, who the fuck is George Clooney? Besides the guy on my television.
Besides being hot.
Yeah.
And he has a lot of wives.
Who?
Ex-wives? I don't know.
George
Clooney. A lot of hot ex-girlfriends. I mean, he is George Clooney.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's tell me about the movie we're doing today, mate.
Think 60s. Yeah. Think international spy. Think British. Think really bad teeth. Think interesting style. Think womanizer. Think a little sexist. Think freezing your body. Think we were in the past and now we're in the present and you got to keep up with the new times.
The times, honey, the times.
Think evil arch-nemesis. Think hairless cat. Think sperm donor. Think father-son relationships.
Okay.
Think a guy with an eye patch. Think number 2.
Okay.
Think your witty sidekick who tells you what missions you're going to go on. Think Mike Myers.
Okay.
And that brings us to
now we're digging.
Drum roll, please.
Austin Powers, International Man of Mystery.
I don't know if that's the music.
Yeah, it's the background song.
I don't think that was quite it.
It's not quite it, but it's pretty fucking good. Thank you very much.
It was even that
Give me your fun facts, damn it.
In this spoof of the 1960s spy movies, secret agent Austin Powers is cryogenically frozen in the year 1967 and later revived in the year 1990. Once synonymous with style, Powers soon realizes that his vocabulary, fashion sense, and attitude to women are hopelessly out of date. With the help from a seemingly modern woman, Austin must adjust to the 1990s and vanquish his old adversary, Dr. Evil. Hello, Christ! I'm about to sing it again. I said, I love you to that man, but I'm not feeling him. I'm made of sugar, spice, and alcohol and cinnamon. Me and my besties are the same like a synonym. I be Michael Phelps, all the brand deals that I'm swimming in. You can call me Dr. Evil, cause I got many men. Invested in this pussy, and this shit is paying dividends. Slap a bitch, slap back, cause I'm feminine. Shout out to the... Damn, I can't think of my name. Fly Boss,
yeah.
The movie is an American spy comedy directed by Jay Roach and written, produced, and starring Mike Myers. It is the first installment in the Austin Powers franchise, a trilogy. Mike Myers also created the character of Austin Powers from a fake 1960s rock band that he started with some friends, as well as the film being inspired from British films and music he was introduced to as a child from his father, who died in 1991.
Oh.
Yes. Myers wasn't originally going to play the role of Austin Powers and Dr. Evil. Didn't know that. Jim Carrey was approached for the part, but had turned down the role due to scheduling conflicts with Liar Liar.
We should have made it work. I kind of like how he didn't do it, but I think Jim Carrey would have been awesome.
It would have been, but I just think him playing all of those...
It's hilarious.
Yeah, it's so funny.
But Jim Carrey was so freaking fun.
That's true.
I like how he was like, Jim won't do it? I'll just do it myself.
I'll do it. He's the only other one fit for the job. Rhea Perlman and Colin Quinn were both up for different roles. Rhea Perlman is and it's funny because I was like, oh, that's not her. It's the mom from Matilda.
That is her.
But like when I was reading this,
you're
I was
like impossible.
Oh, that's not her in this movie. But she was up to play what's her name? Frau Farbissinen.
Something
like that. Frau Farbissinen. She was up to play her.
Uh-huh.
And when I read it, I was like, I could have sworn that was her, but apparently it's not.
Wait, so it was her or wasn't her?
No, it's not her.
Oh, okay.
She was offered to play the role.
They kind of look
she had
alike.
like a scheduling conflict. Yeah.
They really do look
That's
alike.
why when I read it, I was like, oh, could have sworn that was her. And then Colin Quinn, he was like on SNL, whatever. He was offered to play Scott Evil, but he couldn't do it either. So they were both out for scheduling conflicts, and both have said
they regret it.
They regret missing out on the opportunity.
I would.
Rightfully so.
It's hilarious.
I mean, yeah. I mean, but
Colin
you probably
Quinn.
don't know.
When the hell was
like
this man
a huge
young?
hit.
When the hell was Colin Quinn young to play Scott?
How old is he?
64.
Oh wow.
He look up young.
Right. He could have played Scott because Seth Green's only like he's like 55. I don't know. 50, 52.
Seth Green is 50.
50.
How old did I say the other guy was?
60. I think you said 62.
Yeah.
Seth was right for the role.
Yeah.
Will Ferrell joined the cast of Saturday Night Live in 1995, but hadn't been in a movie yet. Mm-hmm. His turn as Mustafa?
Mm-hmm.
Mustafa? Is that right?
Mustafa. Yeah.
One of Dr. Evil's henchmen was his film debut.
Now, was it?
Yeah.
Because that's what I'm watching. I'm like, I can't believe Will Ferrell was in this. He was such a big, but
it's hard to imagine a time where Will
but
Ferrell wasn't a
wasn't
huge star.
Yeah, crazy.
Like that's a crazy.
Because that's what's watching. I was like, I can't believe. I was kind of surprised that he did the movie.
Right. Because when I was reading it, I was like, okay, they offered Jim Carrey this role because he was a star, and then like to think that Will Ferrell wasn't a star,
Right.
Is
Crazy.
Yeah.
Boy, how the turntables have turntables.
I mean, they're both still pretty big stars, but Pamela Anderson was in the running for the role of Vanessa Kensington, but the role ultimately went to Elizabeth Hurley.
I believe it. I'm into it.
The film was released May 2nd, 1997, and distributed by New Line Cinema Productions, and is now regarded as one of the best comedy films of all time.
I
read somewhere that Bravo has I don't know why Bravo has this list, but they have a list of like the 100 funniest movies, and this is like 58 on the list or something like that.
I believe it.
Fair assessment. Budget.
It's a lot going on in this movie. It's also made in the 90s. However,
what'd you say?
I haven't said anything.
I was like, you said anything yet?
40.
Incorrect.
45.
No.
Should I go lower?
You should go lower.
Oh, 35.
No.
30?
No.
20?
$16.5 million. That sounds about right. There's no special effects in this movie. There's no
There's just a lot of going on. There's so many sets. There's so many.
There's a lot of sets.
I don't know, costumes.
A lot of bootleg looking sets.
Celebrities. I don't know. I feel like there's a lot going on.
These are celebrities that he's friends with that were all on SNL with him. So
not no name celebrities.
Box office.
Okay. Period. 100 mil.
No.
I'm going higher. 120.
No.
150.
No.
Am I going in the right direction?
You're going in the incorrect direction.
What? 90 million?
No.
100. I said that already. 110. And I need to go lower? 80 million?
Lower.
50 million?
$67.7 million.
That's a little low.
The film received mixed reviews by critics, but was regarded as a sleeper hit, making $67 million against its $16 million budget. But of course, the later films tripling the profits.
What a hilarious movie. Buffy an icon.
A fantastic film, I must say. say?
Do I make you randy, baby?
Do I make you horny, baby?
Do I make you randy?
Okay, cast real quick. Mike Myers as Austin Powers and Dr. Evil. Elizabeth Hurley as Vanessa Kensington. Robert Wenger as number 2. Seth Green as Scott Evil.
Scotty!
Mindy Sterling as Frau Farbizinen. Michael York as Bosley. Just kidding. Basil Expedition. Fabiana Udino as A Lot of Vagina. Will Ferrell as Mustafa. Mimi Rogers as Mrs. Kensington. Oh, Carrie Fisher as therapist. I knew she looked familiar. I think that's it. That's all we need to know. No one else is important here. Carrie Fisher as the therapist. I knew she looked so familiar to me. The chick from Star Wars. She's dead now. Princess Leia. Yes. You know who's her mom?
Oh, yeah, who's her mom?
The lady from Halloween Town. Grandma Aggie. You know that? No. You know who Carrie Fisher's daughter is?
Okay, yeah, tell me who her daughter is.
The chick from Scream Queens. I don't know, Chanel number 3, 2, one of them.
The chubby one?
The what?
The chubby one or the skinny one?
I don't know how to answer that question properly.
There was one that was chubby.
None of them were really, like, super slender or super chubby to me, so I really don't know how to...
I think that was her thing. She was chubby. You know, oh my god. Let me show you.
The one, she's also in, like, she's in other ones. She's in other American Horror Stories. I don't know, I feel like she's always playing, like, a posh character.
You talking about Scream Queens or...
What did I say?
Okay. I was like, this is this...
No, the other one. Chubby. On the end.
This one. That's what I thought. But you meant American Horror Story?
What did I say?
I thought she said Scream Queens.
Yeah, I meant Scream Queens. Chanel number 1, too. That was their names, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. But you know, this is all made by that man, Ryan Murphy.
Right.
They're all the same stuff.
Oh, right. Okay,
Scream Queens, Glee, American Horror Story. Well, it's all the same.
Yeah, you said he was... Yeah, when you said that
it's all
part,
horror.
It's such a fun show. Even Ariana Grande was in it. Fun.
For that one episode.
She was in it for a little bit, actually, before they killed her. All right.
Interesting.
Anything else you want to share with the claws?
Nope.
All right, let's dive into the movie.
Ooh, I'm about to dive in. Whoa.
Let's do this.
The film begins in an underground lair in 1967, somewhere outside Las Vegas, as we meet Dr. Evil, having a meeting with assassins that he has hired to kill British spy Austin Powers. Dr. Evil, along with his cat, what's his cat's name?
Mr. Biddlesworth.
Mrs. Biddlesworth, is upset that the assassins that they haven't killed Austin Powers yet, and then he starts to kill them, each of them, by pressing a button that throws them back in a chair and then sets them on fire.
Opens up to a hole, and they go down through the hole, and then they land into like a fiery pit, and they burn alive.
Yes, as they should.
But he spares the lives of 2 of his assassins, Mustafa, played by Will Ferrell, and Frau Farbizina. And he tells them that he's keeping them alive. For what reason, I don't know. But
to help with his plan with killing Austin Powers.
But I'm like, why these 2 in particular? Like, why kill the other ones and only keep these alive? What's so great about
clearly
these
he's in love with Frau.
Yeah.
And
but that's not revealed until the later films.
Hey.
So yeah, he keeps these 2 alive. And he's like, I'm keeping y'all alive because y'all will help me find and destroy Austin Powers.
Cut to.
Meanwhile.
Oh, yes.
I don't know.
Cut to. We're finally introduced to Austin Powers. He's introduced with like a little Yeah. Oh. We start off with Dr. Evil. Okay. It's a montage of him dancing in the streets of London. He's dancing like choreography. Girls are chasing after him. He's a total babe.
I've got it. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. Oh.
Wasn't much of anything. Na 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 na.
No, that's not it. Mine is better. You're doing like... That's better. That's better. You're losing it. That's what's playing in the background. As it do.
I did that for so long.
You did.
You're like, oh, done.
That's what's playing in the background as they do this choreographed flash mob.
Which is my favorite part.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure he does in every movie, which is my favorite part.
Yeah, I think it does happen in every movie.
And it only gets better and better. Britney Spears.
Yeah. Okay, so.
Boys. Tap that I can
Enough!
place
Jesus.
before.
So, they have the flash mob going on. Once he's done with the flash mob and he's done dancing, you can really tell he's really popular in the city of London, okay? He's the hottest thing
Really eating that
in
shit
the
up.
town. He hops in the car. His I don't know, his
Partner?
partner, I guess. I was going to say his secretary.
Ooh,
Incorrect.
racist. I mean, sexist.
Sexist. Sorry, guilty. His partner, Mrs. Kensington, pulls up. She picks him up in this like red convertible that has like the British flag
Austin.
painted on it. And he hops in the car and he's like, "What's up, Mrs. Kensington?" And she's like, "Hey, Austin." He's totally into her, but she's married.
They do like a little flirt thing.
Huh?
They do a little flirt thing.
Yeah, they do this like a little flirt thing. They're obviously into each other, but they can't be together. And then I don't know if she mentions something about Dr. Evil.
They get a call from Basil.
Yeah, so they get a call in their high-tech convertible from Basil? That's his name. Basil. I think this is the first time he's working with Austin because he introduces himself.
Oh, yeah.
He says, "Hi, I'm Basil."
And he works for British intelligence.
He works for British intelligence, and he is telling him that Dr. Evil is up to no good. There is fuckery afoot, and you gotta stop it.
He tells him that Dr. Evil plans to kill him later when he goes to the electric, psychedelic, pussycat swingers club later that night. There's a hit out for him, basically.
And
I wrote it down.
And Austin's like, "Got it.
I'm sorry.
it."
I feel like I missed. Did I say electric?
You did.
Okay. I don't know.
Because we've got to make sure we said that.
Yeah.
But yeah, you said it.
Cool.
So, Austin's like, "Got it, cool, I'm on it." So him and Mrs. Kensington.
But just so stupid. Like, he's going to kill you into that club tonight. He's only going to that club because you told him to go. I don't know. It's just so stupid. It's like
this
backwards.
This whole movie is stupid.
I know.
Jordan. This entire movie is
And
so
I love
dumb.
that. I just love how just be stupid. Let's not think
when
about it.
I was watching it, I was like, "Oh my god!" I was like, "This movie has like no plot whatsoever." I was like, "What is it?" I was like, "What is the
Nothing
goal
makes
here?"
sense.
I was like, "Nothing makes sense." Like when Dr. Evil freezes himself, I'm like, "What the fuck is he freezing himself for?"
Who told you to do that?
I'm like, "What is this for?"
Why?
Like what?
That's a great point. Why did he need to freeze himself?
I was like, literally, what is the? You're getting away. Why are you freezing yourself?
He's just over
It didn't make any sense.
He's over the 60s, babe.
So, anywho, Mrs. Kensington and Austin, they go to the club. They're on the dance floor. They're at the Pussycat Swingers Club.
Electric, psychedelic, Pussycat Swingers Club.
They're there. They're on the dance floor. They're cutting a rug. Mrs. Kensington is like, "Austin, we have to keep a lookout for Dr. Evil. This young lady who is a waitress at the club walks up to Austin. She's like, "Hello, Mr. Powers. What would you like to drink?" He tells her his drink. And she's like, "Okay, cool." She turns around. Then Austin punches her in the face. And Mrs. Kensington is like, "Why did you just punch that lady in the face?"
It's actually, so what we see is an actual woman.
Right.
Mind you. He punches this lady in the face. She falls down. He's like, "That's no woman, baby. That's a man.
That's a man."
And then, miraculously, it's a man.
Turns into a man. And so he pulls back her like wig, and now it's a man. But moments ago, it was in fact a completely
woman.
different woman. And everyone's
man,
like,
baby.
oh my god, oh my goodness.
Austin.
And then, of course, the man wakes up, pulls out a gun, and tries to shoot Austin.
Then they geo-chop. Geo-chop! Did they say this one?
I literally have no idea what happens after
Geo
this
chop.
man pulls out this gun. I literally...
So,
my mind is drawing a blank.
Mrs. Kensington and Austin, they kick his ass. He's done. But then Austin asks him, "Who sent you? Who sent you?" And then from like the balcony above, Dr. Evil shows up and he shoots and kills his assassin. And they see Dr. Evil and they run after him.
So they beat up the assassin.
Skip.
And so they run after Dr. Evil, right? Dr. Evil is escaping. I don't know how. What's the setup of this nightclub?
Like, why?
But somehow he's managed to get like a spaceship on the nightclub.
Yeah, and a cryogenic freezing pod.
Yeah.
So, does he own this nightclub? Did Austin have to come here? Did you want him to see you go off?
We don't understand.
We don't know why.
So Austin and Mrs. Kensington running after him. Somehow his spaceship is also a mechanism to where he can be frozen into.
Yes.
So Dr. Evil hops into his spaceship that's on the club, gets in and freezes himself.
And
then goes into space.
Why? That's a great point. Why did he have to freeze himself?
Why are you freezing yourself? You're not about to get arrested. You got away.
Right. You waiting for better technology? What were you waiting on?
Maybe he's like, I didn't kill him, so I gotta freeze myself. I don't know.
I don't know.
It doesn't make any sense.
That's a great freaking point.
So, in the midst of all this, he's gotten away. He's frozen. Meanwhile, Austin has also agreed to cryogenically.
Yeah.
He offers to freeze himself as well. And he will be unfrozen when Dr. Evil unfreezes himself so he can defeat him.
Right.
That doesn't happen until 1997.
30 years later.
A decade where free thinking, free love, free drugs is no longer a thing, and corporations and doom and gloom are running free.
No, capitalism, sorry.
Yeah, not communism. Idiot.
But yes, 30 years freaking later. We are in a military operations center, and we see this cadet that works there. He sees this random spaceship in the distance. He calls his boss. I see a big boy, because that's the spaceship that Dr. Evil escaped in.
Is that like a real food chain?
I think so.
It must be California.
Let's look it up.
Let's see.
I can't imagine that they would miss such a great
product placement.
Yes. Big Boy Pizza? I think so. I'm thinking of Fat Boys. I actually don't know what Big Boys is. I'm thinking of Fat Boys. So maybe Big Boys, isn't it? I don't know. Let us know if Big Boys is a pizza joint near you. But I was thinking of Fat Boys. But anywho, it's like the mascot for this pizza. I don't even know if it's pizza. I assumed it was pizza. Big Boys.
It's real.
Okay.
Let's see. Big Boy Restaurant Group is an American casual dining restaurant chain headquarters in Southfield, Michigan. The Big Boy name, design, aesthetic, and menu were previously licensed to a number of regional franchises.
And has that guy, the little boy?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, interesting.
Michigan has 56 stores, 4 stores in California, 2 in Ohio, 2 in Nevada, 1 in North Dakota, 1 in Wisconsin, and 2 in Thailand.
Doesn't sound like they have any in London,
they
so
don't have that
confusing.
many. This isn't that big of a food chain to be putting this movie.
So random.
They're literally really only in Michigan.
That must be a personal choice. I'm gonna have to figure that out. What the fuck that's about?
Yeah.
Maybe he just loves big boys. He's like, can we promote your restaurant?
Right.
But anywho.
So think of it like Ronald McDonald.
Yes.
If Ronald McDonald was floating in the space.
Exactly.
That's what this guy sees.
Yes. So he calls up his higher ups. He's like, I see the spaceship. But before he can talk anymore, the spaceship goes off his radar, and his manager, his boss, tells him, forget what you saw here today.
Forget everything you've seen here today, boy.
Yes. And the manager calls up his people, shits on, he's back. That being back. He's back being,
Dr. Evil.
Dr. Evil. So in London at the Ministry of Defense.
So the guy, he packs up his bags. Calls everybody. He's like, let the president know I'm going to London. So this military guy, this grade A military guy, he goes to London. Where are we now? We're in the laboratory.
Ministry of Defense. The laboratory, yeah.
Where Austin Powers has been frozen. He meets with Basil, and he's like, all right, what's so great about this Austin Powers guy? They go into this lab where other people has been frozen. We see Vanilla Ice was frozen. We see, what's the little short guy?
I know. I can't.
Gary Coleman?
Yeah.
I think
so.
What you talking about, Willis? That's him, huh? He's been frozen. And then we see Austin Powers' body was still Frozen. And Basil is explaining how Austin in his own right is wanted by all women, feared by all men, and back in the 60s
He's hot shit.
was a danger to all of his enemies. And so it's time to defrost this mother clipper.
Right.
It's time to thaw him out. So they thaw him out. And they unfreeze him. And here we are.
Here we are. So, unfortunately, you can't really get the humor from his unfreeze process by us explaining to it, but it's very long. It's very detailed. Go out and watch it. It's hilarious. But he's done with his very long defreeze process. He's been told that it's been 30 years since you were frozen and Dr. Evil has returned. I guess when he left, there was the Cold War.
Right, it was the 60s.
It was the 60s. It was a Cold War. And he sees like a Russian guy in front of him. He's like,
God! He's like, what? Russians!
And I think he makes a comment. He's like, God, down with those capitalists.
Yeah, because Buzz is like, a lot of things have changed since you've been gone. He's like, the Cold War is over. And he's like, oh, well, good thing those capitalist bastards are out the way, right, boys? And then Basil's like, it's okay, we won. And he's like, oh. So he's got a lot of catching up to do.
Right.
He's got a lot of catching up to do.
But he's told by Basil he'd be working with Mrs. Kensington's daughter, Vanessa. So Miss Kensington, yes.
Yeah.
And Austin is immediately attracted to her.
He's strucken by her beauty.
And soon the two are off in Austin's PJ to begin their mission. PJ means private jet.
Oh, I was like,
sorry.
I was like, it's PJ.
PJ.
I was just love the whole penis pup scene.
Oh, yes.
When he's like, this isn't my bag, baby.
So when he's
this is definitely my bag, baby.
When he leaves,
he's like, ah.
When he leaves, he's giving back all this stuff that he checked in, and one of them is this penis pump that he gets back right in front of Vanessa, and he's like, this isn't mine.
He's like, this isn't mine. And then the cop is like, or whoever he is like, one receipt for penis pump enlarger signed by Austin Powers. Darling, love, I swear, it isn't mine. One penis pump. What was
like how to use book or some kind of book?
Yeah, and then he was like, and then the book. Oh God, it was
this
hilarious.
Is my Randy.
It was hilarious. I had tears, and then he just gives up, and he's like, ah.
And then he walks up without it, and the guy's like, Austin. He's like, quickly, come, go.
Ah.
Hilarious man. So back to where are we? So back to Dr. Evil. After being unfrozen, he's arrived back to his underground lair that's somewhere outside of Las Vegas. That's all we know. And he's meeting with his 3 assassins. So now we have Mustafa, Pharaoh. How you say her name? Frau, and what's the other guy's name? Random Task.
That was so funny. Random Task.
Right. But we also see that Dr. Evil's cat, Mr. Bigglesworth.
Mr. Bigglesworth
is bald. And that makes Dr. Evil very upset to the point that he kills Mustafa, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he dies a very slow, painful death.
He does.
But loud.
We see him in number 2.
We do see him in number 2. So what was the point of that? I don't care. It's hilarious. It's even funny that they bring him back.
No, literally.
But yes. So now these are the 3 assassins. It's Frau.
I
wrote that. So she has she's an attack and a defense specialist. That's what she brings to the table.
Okay.
Random Task. He can kill a man with a shoe.
Mm-hmm.
He throws it at them and then they die.
And then we're introduced to another assassin, Paddy O'Brien, which is an he's Irish, but an
Irish assassin. He used to work for that Irish.
Oh. Okay, I was like, well, he's still Irish. Okay.
He used to work for
ex-Irish assassin.
Assassin.
Ex-Irish assassin who leaves a Lucky Charm trinket every time he kills a person.
Yeah.
And his slogan is, they're always trying to get on my Lucky Charms.
And then we also meet Dr. Evil's number 2, who goes by number 2.
And, while he was away for 30 years... he was just, doing, dabbling, evil stuff.
Right.
While he was away, number 2 was able to build his corporation into this like a large conglomerate called Verchicon.
It's a multi-billion-dollar enterprise. They do all kind of crap. I forgot.
It's like his front.
Yes.
What do the mobs have? They have, what are they called? They have like a front.
It's my front.
A mob front.
I think it's just front.
Oh, this is like his mob front.
It's almost worse because it's like it's a legitimate business.
Yeah.
That funds his evilness. And as I was watching, I was like, how many of those exist?
No, that's what I was thinking too. I was like, all of these corporations are
evil.
Or evil fronts for
something.
Think of Jeff Bezos. He's Dr. Evil. He's the real modern day Dr. Evil. He's bald just like him.
Mm-hmm.
Amazon. He's trying to go to space all the time. This guy is Dr. Evil.
Where's his Austin Powers? Someone step up.
Yeah.
We need a British guy with bad teeth and who likes 60s wardrobe. Thank you.
So after we've met all of Dr. Evil's like new henchmen and his old henchmen, Dr. Evil's like, okay, great. Thanks. Thank you everybody for being here today. Let's devise our evil plan. So, he's, ripping things off the dome. He's been gone for 30 years. And he's like, okay, here's my idea. Okay. We take the royal family, the British royal family, who has some of the greatest power in all of the land.
Right.
We take Prince Charles, accuse him of having an affair, forcing him to get a divorce. Why? I don't know how that would gain anything on his end.
I guess he was saying they were going to blackmail him.
Oh.
Like, give me this money or I'll tell everyone that you're having an affair, which would lead to a divorce.
And
it's very specific.
Very specific. So this is his plan. And number two is like, no. That's actually happened already. And they are divorced, and he did have an affair. And he's like, okay, been gone for 30 years, people. Someone throw me a freaking bone here. So then, okay, he's ripping off the dome. Option number 2. And he's like, okay, here's my second plan. We use a laser beam. To punch a hole into the world's ozone layer. Emitting beams? Rays?
No, that would be it. Oh, so beams from the sun. You punch holes in the ozone layer and then beams from the sun. That is it.
No, that's all.
I mean,
punching a hole
in the ozone layer, which would like the sun,
which would increase skin cancer, causing deaths across the world. And then number 2 is like, newsflash, there actually is a hole in the ozone layer.
We haven't talked about that anymore. How are those holes doing? They used to be the talk of the town. I've never heard anyone talk about the ozone layer.
It's climate change now. It's just there is no ozone layer. We've depleted it. It's gone.
It used to be like ozone layer.
That's why it's 130 degrees in July.
No, now it's like fuck it. Everything's fucked.
Yeah, at this point, it's irreversible. We're all gonna die in 30 years.
No, don't say that. The rich people will live on. Just kidding.
Yeah, the Jeff Bezos of the world, they'll be fine. So, Dr. Evil's like, okay, I've had enough of this. Why don't we just hijack some nuclear weapons and hold the world hostage like we normally do? Standard stuff.
Yeah, standard stuff, yeah.
And everyone is in agreement.
10 out of 10.
So, he plans to, like, steal some, like, nuclear weapons.
Warhead.
What?
Warhead.
What is warhead?
A nuclear warhead?
What the fuck is that?
A nuclear warhead.
I still don't know what that means.
That's just what they call them.
What's a nuclear warhead?
Like a nuclear missile. I think it's just like another nuclear warhead. I don't know where the term comes from, but what? They say in the movie the whole time.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I wasn't fully diving into everything that this film has to say.
Well, I'll explain it to you. So they know that Russia is going to transport a nuclear warhead. Their plan is to, steal it in transportation because they're trying to deliver it to the United Nations for whatever reason. So they're going to steal it and then they're going to hold it for ransom for $1 million.
Dr. Evil, since you've been frozen, the currency rate has gone up vastly, and $1 million isn't as much money as it used to be. Viacom alone is worth $30 billion.
Oh, really?
So yeah, I think we should up the ante on the price tag.
So should we do $100 billion?
There you go. That's better. So, this is their plan. They're going to steal some nuclear weapons from Russia in the midst of them trying to send it off to the United Nations. They're going to steal it and hold the UN hostage or hold them ransom for $100 billion. Back to Austin and Vanessa. They're on his private jet that is very much 60s themed. Vanessa is trying to talk business, but Austin, he's only interested in sex.
Shagging.
He's a man of the 60s.
Right,
he's only interested in shagging. Everything Vanessa says goes in one ear, out the other with him.
It's a hot chick like you end up working at the Ministry of Defence.
Oh, well, I went to Oxford, where I excelled in several subjects, but I ended up specialising in foreign languages. I really wanted to travel, sort of see the world.
That's fascinating, Vanessa. Listen, why don't we go in the back and shag?
What?
I've been frozen for 30 years. I've got to see if my bits and pieces are still working.
Excuse me?
My wedding tackle.
I'm sorry.
My meat and two veg, my twig and berries. Hello, lad.
Oh, Mr. Powers, please. I'd appreciate it if you could concentrate on our mission and give your libido a rest.
So, friend zones them right there. I wouldn't even say friend zones them. She just zones them. Stop harassing me, she says.
Working. It's the 90s. I can sue you.
Right.
So yes, it's a no-go. So back in Dr. Evil's underground lair, he learns that during his absence, his associates artificially created his son. They took a sperm because Dr. Evil was like, hey, if it's not looking like I'm coming back, I want my legacy
to live on.
So they reveal his son, who's probably 25, 30, Scott. Scott comes out.
He's got red hair.
He's got
piercing.
He's got angst.
He's got angst at 25 years old. So much angst. He's never met his father.
Never met him.
He's angry.
Pissed.
And he's like, Dr. Evil opens his arms and welcomes him. He's like, come to daddy. And Scott don't want no part of it. Mm-mm. He's like, I don't know you. You've been gone for 30 years. You've been gone my whole life. I don't want anything to do with you. And he's still not really getting it.
Yeah.
And he's like, come to daddy. I can be hip.
He starts to do the Macarena.
Cool. I can get jiggy with it.
He starts to do the Macarena. Do the Macarena.
Come to daddy.
I just remember him doing the Macarena. I never realized that was his way of, I can do hip dances. I'm doing the Macarena. What the fuck? What's wrong with him?
And Scott's not into it. He's not into it at all. He runs off. He's like, please leave me alone. So, tough relationship there.
So back to Vanessa and Austin. They have arrived in Las Vegas, and they're posing as a married couple in search of Dr. Evil. So they arrived at some hotel in Vegas. They go downstairs to look for number 2, who was also apparently staying at the hotel. And they find him playing blackjack with his date/assistant. A lot of vagina. Mm-hmm. Is her name.
So basically, Vanessa's like, this, I think it's owned by Vistacom.
Oh, maybe so.
And she says, a lot of the executives are gamble here, and there's some gambling tonight. And she's like, there's one right there. And we're pointing at number 2.
You know, when I used to, I never got the blackjack scene, but now that I played blackjack, now I get it.
Now.
Yeah. When he's like, you have a 5, and he's like, stay.
I'll stay. He's like, I suggest you hit, sir. I also like to live dangerously.
It's so stupid. He has a 5. Dude, hit.
Yeah, I got it that time too.
I just didn't get it when I was a kid.
So so Austin and Vanessa go to they're playing 21? What are they playing? They're just laughing at me.
Blackjack, bitch. They're playing 21? What?
I don't know. First of all,
I just told you.
I thought you were incorrect, honestly.
They're playing blackjack.
What's 21? That's not a game?
With blackjack, you want to You want to hit 21. You don't want to go over 21 as a player. You want to get the closest to 21 or hit 21.
Gotcha.
Without going over.
Thanks. Okay.
So when he says 5, the goal in the
I get that they were trying to get to 21.
Yeah.
I didn't know they were playing blackjack. I thought the game was 21. I don't know.
Have you ever heard a game called 21?
I think I have.
No.
Isn't there a show called 21? Like 21 cards or something?
There's a movie called 21, and they're counting cards for blackjack.
Oh, that's what I thought.
Because
there was a game called 21 because of that movie.
The 21 is the goal.
Anywho, so Austin and Vanessa sit down at the blackjack table, or as I would like to call it, the 21 table, with number 2 and a lot of vagina.
I love that vagina.
Number 2 is like assistant secretary or whatever. And number 2 is playing the dealer. He has like 17. The dealer's like, do you want to stay or do you want to hit? Number 2 is counting cards.
He's got an X-ray vision glasses.
Yeah, he's like X-ray vision glasses on or something.
So you can see the next card.
Yeah, and so the next card is a 4. So of course he's like, hit. The dealer's like, I suggest you stay. And he turns to Austin and says, I like to live dangerously. And then now it's Austin's turn. He has 5. He's like, stay. Stay. And the dealer's like, I suggest you hit. I too like to live dangerously. So then Austin introduces himself. Let me introduce myself by introducing myself. He introduces himself as, I forgot what his name.
He says his name is, I have it written down here.
Richie Cunningham?
Yes. No. Sorry, where is it?
That's what you have here.
Oh, is that it?
Richie Cunningham.
Okay, then that's it.
Oh, is that it? Okay, then that's it.
Where am I?
3. We're still on 3. 2, 3.
Oh, okay, yes.
So Austin introduces himself as Richard Cunningham and Vanessa as Oprah. And
Oprah.
Number 2 goes to the bathroom at one point, and then Austin follows behind him.
To do time.
He doesn't find number 2 in the restroom, but goes into the stall. In the stall, he's attacked by Patty O'Brien, which is the ex-Irish assassin that we saw early in the film. He comes out from the wall behind him and tries to choke Austin to death. Austin tries to get information out of him, ultimately putting his head...
Who does number 2 work for?
Who does number 2 work for? Meanwhile, there's this, like, very Texas man come into the stall, hearing Austin say, who does number 2 work for? Obviously, to him, it sounds like he's taking a shit. Yeah. And he's like, it's gonna be all right. Hold on to the wall, grip something tight, and we're gonna get through this. He tells Austin while he's...
My favorite part of this scene, because, so Austin kills Patty O'Brien, and the Texas guy goes into the stall.
Patty O'Brien's head lunged in the toilet.
And he's like, what did you eat? But he can't deliver the line, because he's clearly laughing, and he can't deliver the line. I just wonder how many times they shot it, because he's clearly laughing.
He's like, what did you eat?
And they were like, this is the best one we got.
No, my favorite part is in this scene is when they first go into the bathroom, because Austin's in there, and the Texas guy goes in there, and he's like, oh, that's quite a get up you got there. And he's like, oh, thank you. And he's like, are you in the show or something? And then Austin goes,
I'm English. The guy goes, sorry to hear that. And Austin's like, yeah. He's like, no, I'm just English.
He goes, no, I'm English.
Oh.
I'm actually English. Oh, sorry to hear that. Oh my God, I had tears. Because he said it was so, like his teeth were like, he said it so British. He's like, I'm English. He's like, oh, sorry to hear that. Oh
He's
my
like,
God.
Right.
Oh, it was so funny. Oh, Jesus.
10 out of 10.
Anywho, so Patty O'Brien tries to kill Austin. Austin ends up killing Patty O'Brien, but still doesn't get any information from him on who number 2 works for.
Who number 2 work for? Okay. Okay. So back in Dr. Evil's lair, he gives the United Nations a call. They're at a meeting. All the big heads of the nation sitting around. He tells them that he has stolen the nuclear warhead. He asks for his $1 billion. $100 billion, and demands that it's paid in like 5 days.
Or else he will blow up or he will force every volcano on Earth to erupt.
Or else.
Can you imagine? No. That's catastrophic.
I don't live near one, so I wonder how that would affect me.
Jordan, we would all die. There is no way. There's no...
How many are there?
There's so many. Where's that one
volcanoes?
There's one that's
Nokoshimi. Nogosama.
That one, the one that's up north. It's like a glacier.
What?
Mount Stone. What's that one up north?
Mount Stone.
With
Okay, there are 1,500 active volcanoes on Earth. Around 50 to 60 erupt every year.
If all 1,000 of those erupted, Jordan, we would not stand a chance.
They would kick our ass eventually. We would slowly die on
Not
the side.
eventually. It would be like 2 days. Max.
You think?
Jordan, when an earthquake happens, that like triggers a tsunami all the way across the world. When a volcano happens, that triggers an earthquake, which triggers a tsunami. There would be tsunamis and earthquakes and volcano eruptions all throughout the world. California would fall off into the ocean.
Oh, California's
It
done.
would finally have its reckoning. In
No.
minutes.
Not reckoning. Mount Fuji?
No, it's here in America. It's
Mount
like
St.
a national
Helens?
park.
The one that people always climb? Kilimanjaro? No, not Kilimanjaro.
No, it's in America.
It's no such thing. Oh, there's so many.
I watched a movie on it.
Did you?
Yes.
Okay, Mount St. Helens. Not
Yellowstone.
I
Right?
thought that was a park.
Yeah, but it's also a volcano. It's a park. It's a national park that has like
Oh,
glaciers and stuff or whatever.
Yellowstone supervolcano is a volcanic. Okay, back to the.
Yeah. No. I watched a movie on like what happens if Yellowstone by itself
Okay.
were to explode or erupt. And we would be fucked. The entire northern half of America would just be like covered in ash. It would be like a Pompeii situation. And they'd all die. And then eventually
We would die.
the ash would trickle down
In the water.
to the rest of the United States or whatever. We'd be covered in ash. And we would just the vegetation would die, everything would die, and then we would all just die.
It'd be Mad Max.
That's just if Yellowstone by itself. America would be wiped out.
Okay, I'm sold.
So you're like, I wonder how that would affect me. It would affect you big time.
Oh, I didn't know that Yellowstone was so important. I haven't been. Actually, I have been. Never mind.
You have been?
I feel like we've both been.
We have never been in Yellowstone. We've never been that far north ever in our
I
lives.
think in Hawaii. That volcano. What
That's
volcano was
not
that?
nowhere near Yellowstone.
I know that, honey. Just remembering wrong. Anywho, so we're all concerned. So back in Vegas, Vanessa calls up her mother.
Mommy!
Mother. And she's like, oh my God, how's Austin? Blah, blah, blah. And she's trying to tell her daughter how sexy and attractive and popular Austin was back in the day. And she's very shocked to hear that her daughter has not had sex with him yet, which is weird.
And she's like, congratulations, you've been able to resist his charm. And then Vanessa's like, what charm?
I'm not seeing
She's
it.
like, I can't stop staring at his teeth.
Amen.
And then her mom's like, look, it was the 60s. You could be a sex symbol and have bad teeth. It didn't matter. And then so Vanessa is on the phone with her mom and she's like, well, did you ever have anything with him or whatever? And she was like, I was married to your father. And then Vanessa was like, well, did you want to? And she was like, look, Austin was a very important man in my life during the time. He was a loyal friend. I will always love him, she says. And Vanessa's like, well, he just woke up. He got out the shower or something like that. Do you want to talk to him? And her mom was like, oh, no, I couldn't. It's been too long.
Bitch, if you want to talk to him, he just got unfrozen. Say hello.
Right. And so she's like, but tell him hi for me. And she's like, okay, kiss his mommy. And then they hang up the phone.
And then Vanessa and Austin, they do some surveillance on Dr. Evil's goons. They don't really get much information out of it, but Dr. Evil. Austin's like, let's go on a date tonight.
No, literally they do like this movie makes no sense. They do literally 2 minutes of surveillance. I'm fucking weak. I don't think I ever saw this. I must not be paying attention.
Is it him like avoiding the bullets and like
Open the door. Open the door. Oh, God.
But they literally take a picture of Dr. Evil's cat, and they're like, that's all we got for today.
And he's like, yeah, I want to take you on a date. I want to take you on a night on the town.
Yeah.
So
They have a wonderful night.
they go on a night in the town. He wines and dines her in the streets of Las Vegas.
Oh, yeah, they are in Las Vegas.
I couldn't
That's
remember.
true. They are in Las
The whole time I'm like, where are they in this movie?
They're in Las Vegas. No, you're right. Because they know Dr. Evil's lair is somewhere in,
Vegas.
his lair is outside of Vegas, so
Yeah.
proximity.
Some like Area 51 crap.
Yes.
So
So they have a lovely night.
They have a lovely night. Burt Baccarat is out there.
He's playing.
He's playing the piano and singing a song for him. They have a great night.
What's love? Yeah,
No.
I it.
Love, sweet love.
Great, thank you. So they take their fun back to the hotel. Vanessa at this point is very drunk. They're playing Twister. She's getting a little. She's starting to feel
She's
some vibes.
plastered. She's
plastered.
finally letting her hair down. She's finally letting loose. They're laughing. They're giggling.
She tries to kiss him.
Yeah, they look at each other lovingly for a moment, and then she tries to kiss Austin, and he's like, "No, I can't, darling."
No, honey, you're
And
drunk.
he's like, "You're drunk as a skunk. I can't."
Love that.
Right. And then she's like, "Oh, but Austin, please, please, please." And he's like, "No, no, 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 no." And then she's like, "Well, tell me about my mommy in the 60s. I'm dying to know what she was like."
Aw.
So he tells her about her mother, and he was like, she was a fantastic, talented,
10 out of 10,
beautiful,
honey.
amazing woman. She loved your father very much. If there's anybody who loved her as equal as your father, if not more, it was me.
But it was not written in our stars, honey.
And then he's saying all this, but she has fallen asleep.
Yes.
She's knocked out. She's KO'd.
So we definitely get the vibe that he loved her, and had the circumstances been differently, maybe.
Maybe they would have ended up together.
Yeah. But he was a whore, so. So Vanessa now fast asleep. Austin gets a call from Basil, who wants Austin to figure out what part Viacom plays into Project Vulcan. So he's like, I need you to go do some.
Assigned a name to this.
Yes. So Project Vulcan, they don't know what it is, but they know it's something bad, and they know Viacom has something to do with it, and they want Austin to figure it out. So, and then he tells Austin he needs to go to a lot of vaginas penthouse suite to do some recon. So Austin does what he's told. He sneaks into a lot of vaginas penthouse, like via like the balcony. He goes in, he finds like her briefcase, he opens this file, and he takes pictures of Project Vulcan, which includes plans to drill a nuclear warhead into the Earth's core that would trigger all these volcanic eruptions worldwide.
The Orts core. The Orts.
That's it.
You said Orts.
The Earth's what?
The Orts.
The Earth's core.
The Orts core.
It's just the Earth's core. If you never heard of the Earth's core, then have you been to the Earth's core? If you had,
bro.
yeah, what the fuck are you doing in the Earth's core at Hoboken?
Hoboken, bro.
You go deeper.
I don't know. I couldn't make it the exact same as the first time, so I just switched.
Hoboken. Look, I've just been at the Earth's core, so I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. So anyway, why he's doing the recon, a lot of vagina like discovers him,
and they're basically
he seduces her.
they're both trying to seduce each other.
She seduces him.
When she gets in the hot tub, her boobs look like bowling balls. Have you noticed?
I wasn't looking.
I'm like, are those real?
Maybe not.
I'm trying to figure out if those were real, if she had implants, or if they made those for the movie.
They look ridiculous. Is that what you're saying?
I've never seen anything like it. They were huge.
I didn't think so.
They were huge.
You know, I'd be typing.
You only see like a little part of it because they can't show the areola. Then we would get a R rating. But just like what you could see, I was like, oh my god, why are her tits so big?
Why are they floating so high?
They were so high. They were like to her chin. It was crazy to me.
She's a sex symbol.
But anywho, so they're in the hot tub now. At this point, she has a hot tub in her hotel room. They're both trying to seduce each other. He's already, taking pictures of her stuff.
Yeah, he's good.
She's giving him like a back rub, and she sees his card that says he's Austin Powers. I don't know. I feel like
he has business cards that said he's Austin Powers. Mind you, he has a secret identity. He's walking around with these business cards.
Yeah, you know what? Also, I thought about if he's an international spy, you're a secret agent, you're a secret spy. Why do you have a private jet?
Why do you?
Yes, with 60s decor on it, with your name on it.
That was his old jet. Back in the day, the budget was huge.
That's not very secretive.
Oh, that's true.
I can trace your flight log anywhere.
Right. I know this is your jet, Austin.
I know this is your jet. It's very easy to pinpoint that this is you.
He's in Las Vegas, everyone.
Yeah,
right.
He's here.
Very true. And I think it's funny. They're like, who is he? Like, who is Austin Powers? Like, Dr. Evil knows who Austin Powers is. Like, is there not a photo of him in the, like, this is who we need to kill? Like, do y'all not know who we have to murder? Why do y'all need to know who this is? Obviously, it's Austin. It's not like we never... Like, it's not like they've never seen Austin Powers before.
Oh.
It's not... I mean, she...
Oh, number 2.
They should have a picture.
Vagina.
Yeah, they should have a picture of Austin Powers. Like, they shouldn't have to figure out who Austin Powers is.
Like, oh, is this him?
It's a 30-year-old rival.
Right.
Plus.
A 30-year rival.
There should be... I'm saying there should be a picture in the plans. Like, in, like, Kill Austin Powers. There should be a picture next to him.
Right.
Because it's not a secret.
Yeah, that's very true. That's very true.
Silly
Well,
funny.
so we're in the hot tub. They've got their reconnaissance on each other that they, I guess, needed. But then she's like, "Oh, shag me, you hairy man." I'm like, I didn't feel like that was necessary.
The sex?
Yeah.
I think, right. I think maybe they're just trying to pretend like they were there for sex and not for recon.
So, they shag each other.
Shag now, but shag later. So now we're back to Dr. Evil's lair. He's very concerned how close Austin Powers is getting to his operation. So he asks, Frau
Bisenau.
She's like, how dare you get this wrong? Reveals that she has come up with a plan to defeat Austin by a series of fembots they created, which are beautiful female androids equipped with machine guns concealed in their boobies. Dr. Evil,
They're fembots.
is very impressed with these fembots. He's like, this is going to get the job done. We're gonna get Austin.
No man can read these fembots. They're tall, they're long, they're skinny, they're beautiful, they're blonde.
They're wearing lingerie.
They wear tight, skimpy clothes, and they got guns attached to their tits.
Boobies.
So they bring them in. Frau brings in the bots. They test them out. The guards are the test dummies. The guards from Dr. Evil Lair are the test dummies.
Murdered.
They, of course, are no match against the fembots. And this looks like a promising plan.
They're dead. He's
dead.
like killing all.
Yeah.
That's not good for company morale.
Right, at all. I mean, he killed like half of his henchmen. So, yeah.
Jesus. So, then we see... I had the giggles. Sorry. Back in Las Vegas.
Get together.
So, back in Las Vegas, Vanessa and Austin meet up with Basil. And then, like, they have, like, their own suite where they, like the they're, like, stationed in headquarters. But Vanessa is showing him some new technology. One of them being floss and toothbrushes for his oral hygiene because, you know, he needs to catch up.
Like, there has been vast advances in the field of dentistry.
Yeah, dude.
Since you were last, walking this earth. And he's like, oh. Like,
messed up teeth. Disgusting.
Teeth are awful.
Basil then talks to Austin. He tells him that Dr. Evil has stolen a nuclear warhead. And we learn that this is one of Austin's greatest fears. The second one being Connie's. Connie's circus people. Can't stand them. Terrified. Nomads, he says. Connie's, nomads.
Carnies.
Woo. And then Austin reveals that he discovered like the details and the plans for Project Vulcan, and how it's related to the underground missile and the nuclear warhead and all that. And then Vanessa learns how Austin did his recon and like that he went to Vagina's place, and she's like looks upset, like, oh, okay, you went to this girl's spot. I don't trust you, horn dog, with it. And I guess she's
number. You got the girl's number? Have you seen that TikTok?
No.
It's Sam from...
It's what?
It's Sam from Jersey Shore.
Oh,
She's talking
yes.
around.
You got the
She's
girl's
like, you
number?
got her number? No, what happened
So
with it?
Basil, before Vanessa can ask him a question, Basil changes the conversation. It's like, okay, how are we going to infiltrate Viacom? And then Vanessa comes up with the plan to disguise themselves as tourists to go on a tour of Viacom because they hold hourly tours of the facility. And then Austin soon after meets Basil's mother and punches her in the face.
Because she, like in earlier in the movie, where he punches the club waitress in the face because she was a man, he thinks that Basil's mother is in fact a man, and she's not.
Yeah.
So,
He's like whipping. She's on the ground. He's trying to pull that wig off.
He's like, meet my mom. Punches her in the face. And they're like, Austin, what the hell? He's like, that ain't your mom, baby. That's a man.
I mean, she is ugly.
Good
Good God, man. She's my mother.
Well, I'm sorry.
She's ugly.
Oh my God. It was so freaking funny.
You guys have to watch it. Haven't seen it in a while. Go watch that freaking movie. It's hilarious. Back to Dr. Evil. He is trying to reconnect with his son. He does this by going to group therapy for, I believe, is like a father-son work through your issues type of therapy. Group therapy, yes. And then Dr. Evil expresses how he wants Scott to take over the family business.
He comes back and now he wants me to take over the family business.
But Scott, who's gonna take over the world when I die?
Listen to the words he used. Who's going to take over the world when I die? Feels like that to some of us sometimes, doesn't it? So, what do you want to do, Scott?
I don't know. I was thinking I like animals. Maybe I'd be a vet.
An evil vet?
No. Maybe like work in a petting zoo.
An evil petting zoo?
You always do that! I just think like he hates me. I really think he wants to kill me.
Now, Scott, we don't want to kill each other in here. We might say that we do sometimes, but we really don't.
Actually, the boy's quite astute. I really am trying to kill him, but so far unsuccessfully. He's quite wily like his old man.
In group, the group therapist, played by Carrie Fisher, is like, well, tell us a little bit about you, Dr. Evil. What was your childhood like? What was your upbringing? So then he goes on this crazy-ass story about his upbringing. And everyone in the group session looks very perplexed, very confused, very alarmed.
Right.
And I'm sure they're all feeling sorry for Scott.
Yes,
Scotty. What he has to endure.
So back in London after a long day of work, Vanessa questions Austin about her suspicions. She's like, hey, I've been thinking that you probably did something with a lot of vagina. I know I'm being a little crazy and I could be jealous, but if we want to continue this little thing that we have, I just need to know what had happened. And Austin's like, oh, you're not being crazy, baby. I
shagged her.
I shagged her dirty or something like that. And she's like, Austin!
And so, of course, she's upset. Her feelings are hurt. And
I just don't get, like... I feel like sometimes in these spy movies, you have to, like...
You know what I was thinking about the whole time?
Uh-huh.
In the second one. Do you remember the second one? Austin Powers in The Spy Who Shagged Me.
He gets mad.
Yes. The love interest that he has, she literally... shags
fat
bastard and he gets upset. You did the same thing in this one.
Did the same thing.
And
it's for work.
It's for work. It's part of the job.
Part of the job.
It's part of the job.
Man.
The job.
And, right. And the second one, like, is he to talk? Slut?
Right.
Anywho.
So she's upset and she's like, she tells him, it's not the 60s anymore, Austin. You can't just go around sleeping with whoever. And even if you could or even if you did, that's not something that I would do.
Right.
And that's not something or someone she wants to be with who does stuff like that. So clearly there's a disconnect here with his 60s lifestyle and her being in modern day 1997.
What I do appreciate is that Austin tells her that she's everything to him. The girl's nothing. She was nothing. You're my everything. I was like, oh, that's sweet. But
Whatever.
Austin spends the night by himself. He goes out. He gets made fun of by
Modern people.
modern people. He takes the time to look at like, I don't know. But then he also watches like videos of like
what he missed.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he's just having a tough night.
Exactly. But then in the morning, Vanessa wakes up and she sees that he's like trying to, watch some stuff, and then she reminds herself that, I forget, like, you missed 30 years of life. Kind of like, let me go easy on you.
Yeah, you missed
just
out
got
on
here.
apartheid. You didn't see the Berlin Wall fall. You didn't know the Cold War ended.
He didn't
And then
know.
he's like, and I didn't know Liberace was gay. The women loved him. That was a curveball.
Was it, Austin? Was it? So Vanessa and Austin arrive undercover at the Virtucon facility. Austin is dressed up as a guru, which is a role that he will play in one of future films. What is that movie called?
Sex Guru? Is that what it's called?
Intimacy.
Into me, I see. The McNaughty. The McNaughty.
What's his name?
Mike Myers.
Mike.
The Love Guru.
Yes. Which I thought it was funny. I was like, oh, he's going to play guru later on. And then Vanessa is dressed up as like a Barbie style cowgirl. Really nonchalant. Both of them. And then at this point, Vanessa is still thinking about a lot of vagina. She's like, do you think she's prettier than me? And he's like, no, babe. She's a total Mona Lisa. No, he didn't say that.
She's the village bicycle. Everybody's had a ride.
Okay, I thought that was like, isn't that the pot calling the kettle black? Come on.
No, literally.
How dare you?
Very true.
How dare you, sir? So while on the tour, they see two Virtucon employees going to the bathroom, and Austin looks at Vanessa and he's like, you take the girl, I'll take the guy. And then we see them go into the bathroom and then come right out in like lab coats, which the Viacom employees were wearing just moments before. But now that they're in uniform, the tour guide immediately alerts security. It's like literally 5 seconds. They just changed.
Yeah, the security guard was on to them from jump when they had those crazy get-ups on. Like, why are you dressed as a guru and why are you dressed up as a cowgirl?
Barbie theme.
Just wear normal clothes.
You don't understand. Jade's a secret.
I don't understand, or it's a secret.
You would understand, Jim. It's a secret. So alarms go off. They get into like the Viacom, like what do you call it? Like secret room, or what do you call a room? That you shouldn't be restricted area. So they get in the Viacom restricted area. Alarms are going off. They're being shot at. They roll over a security guard. Lots going on. But in the end, they are apprehended by one of Dr. Evil's henchmen, Random Task, and they are brought to Dr. Evil's underground lair. So at this point, Dr. Evil calls the United Nations. He tells them that, he's got the warhead, and he tells them that he plans to drill into the Earth's crust, and then he would detonate the warhead and cause volcanoes. And at this point, they're like, okay, we agree to the ransom. We're going to pay you $100 billion. We can't destroy the world. Nice.
So then, Dr. Evil, he places Austin and Vanessa in which you can deem as very easily.
I know you have to say it because I typed it exactly like how he said it.
So I have to say it exactly like that?
That's how he said it. I typed it out exactly how he said it.
So Dr. Evil then places Austin and Vanessa in an easily escaped situation involving an overly elaborate and exotic death instead of just shooting them as his son Scott suggested. So yeah.
Yeah. They do that scene. Shh. Gotta see it.
Let me tell you a story about a little man named
Shit.
That was a preemptive Getting ready for your
10 out of 10.
One more shh. And you're grounded. So, Dr. Evil places them in this escape situation that, of course, he is able to devise a plan to escape. Vanessa or Austin has dental floss on him. They use the dental floss as some sort of mechanism to
swing themselves.
Because they're in a situation where they're surrounded by like sharks with lasers on their head.
No. Ill-tempered mutated sea bass, to be exact. Yes.
The sharks were in danger.
Yes. We couldn't get them.
Couldn't get the sharks. So they're in this room. They're in the middle of like this pillar that's on the center. And then surrounding them is ill-tempered sea bass. Ill-tempered mutated sea bass.
Very specific.
So Vanessa pulls out the...
What lasers are on their head? I'm sorry. They do have lasers
on their head. So Vanessa pulls out the dental floss and she's like, we can use this to hop from this pillar to the door and escape.
Yeah.
So that's basically what they do.
And then there's a security guard in there. They geo-chop him. Geo-chop! And then they escape.
I love how, like, they're like, oh, what should we do? And the security guard's, like, watching the whole thing.
Right. He's like, what's going on? It's not that big of a room, dude.
Right.
Stop. Shoot them.
They propel from the floss, and he's like, what's this?
What is this? Oh, my God. Right. He's like, what's the floss going to do? Such an idiot. So at this point, Vanessa leaves the lair. She's like, I'm going to go get help. And then Austin decides to stay to watch over Dr. Evil. But before she goes, Austin tells Vanessa he'll be a one-woman man for her.
Oh.
I'll be a one-woman man, baby.
He's been thinking a lot about the situation.
He's like, I'll do it.
With the Italian broad. And he will commit just for
I don't
her.
think he could have done it.
You don't think he would have done what? You don't think he would've done what?
Lasted.
Oh.
I know they get married in the end, but the next film.
That doesn't last.
Yeah.
This is true.
So while searching for Dr. Evil, Austin is confronted. He goes into a room and he finds the fembots. And they're wearing like pink and purple lingerie. They're doing cartwheels. They're dancing seductively on some furniture.
The song.
Now, Touch Myself plays when he...
That's the song.
That plays when he starts to dance.
Oh, dang it.
We're not there yet. So they invite him to have a little fun. Come have a little fun, Austin. He denies because he says he has to save the world. But then cannons come out of their boobies. They spray Austin with pink knockout gas, pin him to the bed. And then we see Dr. Evil loading up the nuclear missiles in another room because he's getting ready to destroy the Earth.
So Austin lies in bed with them, happy, and they're rubbing on his face and his chest. But then he kind of snaps out of it, and then
he makes a run for it. Oh. So he escapes them, and he makes a run for it. And they're like, "You can't resist us, Austin." And then Austin's like, "It's you who can't resist me." And that's when he starts dancing to. Oh, when I close my eyes, anything. He starts dancing to Touch Myself.
He starts dancing to Touch Myself. I don't want anybody else. When I think about you, I touch myself.
Classics.
Love that song. So he starts to touch himself. And they can't resist him and his masculinity.
He's stripping down to his underwear.
Yeah, he's taking off his clothes. We see his hairy chest. And the fembots are going crazy. They start to malfunction. They start to twitch. They start to glitch. All of the things. And then he ultimately
kills them. Their heads explode from his sexiness. You wouldn't understand the secret. And then as he's dancing in his underwear, Vanessa and her team arrive. And she's like, Austin. And then Austin, like, tries to explain everything that's going on. He says it really stupid.
He's like, it's not what it looks like. I know this looks bad. But, you know, they just had a heart-to-heart a couple of minutes ago. She believes him. And he's like, you do? And she's like, yeah.
Yeah.
So, cool, they trek on looking for Dr. Evil.
So, Vanessa and Austin, along with British forces, they raid Dr. Evil's underground lair. And, like, the time is ticking. 5, 4... 3.
These volcanoes are about to erupt.
The missile's about to hit into the center of the
Earth's core.
And Earth's core.
The Earth's core.
And then Austin does the brave thing of pushing a big red button to stop it. That part I thought was hilarious. I was like, not the stop. It's just pushing a big red button that says stop.
Dang, that really obsessed me because I never saw that.
Like he literally just jumps up. And he's like, oh, and presses the button and it's over.
We're done here.
It's just that easy. It's just that easy. And then at this point, Dr. Evil is like in another room. He's like, as they're fighting,
He's trying to escape.
He's trying to escape once again. So Austin has saved the world from the nuclear weapons, and then he goes to find Dr. Evil in another room. And then we see that Vagina, a lot of Vagina, is holding Vanessa at gunpoint.
Oh yeah, she bursts out of here, out of nowhere, and she's like, not so fast, and she's holding Vanessa up. Gun to your head, to her head. And then Austin thinks quick, and he's like, okay, sure. He grabs Scott,
who just came out of his room. What's going on?
Like, wait, what's going on? And just holds Scott up, gun to his head. And he's like, yeah, what about now? How now, Dr. Evil? And Dr. Evil is like, honestly, I really don't care. Go ahead and kill the little bastard. And then Scott's like, Dad, we just had a breakthrough in the group. And he's like, I liquidized the group, you little shit. They were insolent, and so are you.
And then Scott just runs off. Austin feels bad for the kid. It just lets Scott run off.
I liquidized the group, you little shit. God.
Like, you didn't have to do that.
God, that was hilarious.
But at this point, Scott runs off. But then the whole they're all interrupted when number 2 walks in, and he reveals his plan to betray Dr. Evil, and he's willing to make a plan with Austin.
He comes in and he has this whole speech, and he's like, for the last 30 years, I've taken your like little bit dime piece operation and turned it into a multi-billion-dollar operation. And he's like, you're always talking about evil this and evil that and destroying the world. But what you don't understand is there is no world. There's only corporations. And I'm like, why are you playing number 2? You actually onto something.
That's kind of sad.
There really isn't anything but there is no world. It's just corporations.
Ugh.
And so he's like, I'm tired of playing your number 2. Tired of doing this crap. I'm selling you out.
But he makes a mistake of sitting at the same table that Dr. Evil has booby-trapped and killed many assassins at.
Right.
So number 2 sits down, and Dr. Evil presses
the button that opens his freaking seat and drops him through a hole
into a fire pit.
He's burned into a fire pit.
And then, when all this is going on, Dr. Evil activates the base's self-destruct mechanism, and he flees. He escapes. I'm gone. I'm out of here.
Out here.
And then I guess a lot of Vagina must have left by now. I don't know where she went. But Vanessa and Austin escape the lair before it explodes. And I guess all wells and ends well. 3 months later, Austin and Vanessa are married. Who'd have thought it? It was a quick marriage, quick turnaround.
They're on their honeymoon.
Yes.
And Basil calls them to congratulate them.
Congratulations.
He tells Vanessa that she's been promoted to a top agent.
What? Oh, wait, sorry. I'm not saying... I feel like he actually said you've been promoted... what did he call it? You've been promoted to top agent. That's not a title. Sorry.
This movie is there's no rhyme. There's no real words here.
You've been promoted to my elite employee. That's exactly what it sounds like. We just fired
the person who does that, but you've just been promoted to one of my elite employees. Congratulations. You missed a spot over there, honey. That part is perfect. On that part, trash layer.
Ooh. But yes, congratulations, Vanessa, on your promotion.
So she's been promoted. Dr. Evil got away. But, in due time, we'll catch up with him again. And, I don't know, all's well that ends well.
Close.
Next try.
They're chilling, they're vibing. They call in room service. The room service wheels in their dinner. And then, boom, whop, bam! It's random task. Who's employing him? I don't know. He tries to attack Austin and Vanessa, but he throws a shoe at Austin.
And Austin's like, ow, that really hurt.
Right.
Who throws a bloody shoe at somebody?
Exactly.
You idiot.
So, Austin takes this time and he subdues Random Task with the penis pump, which he before claimed was not his. allowing Vanessa to knock out random tasks. And then the newlyweds, they go out to the balcony. They look among the stars, and then they see, they spot Dr. Evil's cryogenic, his little cryogenic chamber, and he vows his revenge on Dr. Evil. And then all's well and ends well. I don't know. And that's it.
That's it. Stay tuned for number 2.
Right. That's Austin Powers, the International Man of Mystery, baby.
I think out of all of them, this is my least favorite.
Ooh, is the second one your favorite?
How'd you know?
It's a good one.
Yeah. Number 3 is like...
I forgot it was like...
hard. But I think number 2 is my favorite.
But
I have no idea what number 2 is about.
Number 2 is...
Does he go back into the 60s? Oof. Is that what happens?
No, I feel like
I think he does.
Beyonce.
Or maybe that's the one that happens in Goldmember.
Yeah, he has to go.
There's time travel in like all of them.
Yeah, there's time travel. What time period does he go back? Does he go in the future?
I don't know.
I know
because I know in the third one I think he's trying to convince Beyonce to go to the future with him. He's like, yeah, come back to the 90s.
Come on, baby,
you'll love it.
It's gold. Yeah, it's gold. And I feel like in the second one they take his mojo.
That is it. They take his mojo. But is it the 90s though?
Maybe they go back.
Maybe in time, they go back in time and take his mojo
from when he was frozen.
Yeah.
And he wakes up in the current time. He's like, someone stole my mojo. I think that's what happens.
Yeah.
So they go back in time, and maybe he stays in present.
Something like that.
Time travel. It's a tricky bitch.
I hate that this thing's not. You have to pay to watch these movies.
I know.
All the movies that we do, you have to pay to watch them.
Yeah, we need to see what's out. But, it's only like $3, but it adds up. Or you can watch it illegally, allegedly.
Allegedly. That's what they say. Okay.
Don't forget.
It's been fun.
It's been fun. As always, don't forget to rate, subscribe, download, follow us on Instagram at Please Don't Spoil the Movie. TikTok, Please Don't Spoil. We're on Facebook, Please Don't Spoil the Movie. We're on Pinterest too. We don't really post that much anymore. But yeah, follow us, rate, review, subscribe. God bless London, mate.
All of the things.
Totally do. Rager. And go out and watch Austin Power, International Man of Mystery. I don't want to stop talking like this. I'm really in a deep thing, in it. See what I did there?
Hoboken, bro.
No, that's a different country.
Bye.
Bye, guys. Love you. Ow, cramps.